Welcome everyone to HueFin, also known as HueFin News. Today is June the 22nd, 2021. You all can see from my chart, we are going to speak on ADA or Cardano. We're going to tell you all where we're expecting the market price to go in this particular cryptocurrency so that we can get in position and dominate the space and profit. It's so simple. It is so easy. We would recommend that you all join our team, join our community, because everyone in our community have already understood that the value in Cardano, that it was weak, and that we were already expecting the market price to go lower. So we wasn't caught off surprise on that recent price movement to the downside that so many cryptocurrencies experienced yesterday, right? And if you all want to learn this, if you all want to be in a position that is not fearful, that is not greedy, and that you want to be in the know, make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe here to the channel. We will show you all how we're able to predict prices without being confused. And the next reason why you probably click on this video is because there is this article right here from A&B Crypto that's going to try to explain to us some things that could possibly make Cardano fail in its attempts to become a very dominant cryptocurrency across the globe. So we're going to talk about that first, and then after that I will give you all our expectations as to where the price is going to go, because from our perspective, in our realm of the world, we don't focus in on these articles, right? We could care less about what someone else's opinion is about a cryptocurrency, because the price chart is also opinionated, right? The price chart also tells us what is the market's thought about the perceived value of these products. So if we're able just to interpret what's been going on recently into the market, we can actually get the overall opinion of everyone who is involved in this space. So we won't have to read umpteen articles just to get an idea as to what's the value or where price is going to go, because just look at the chart and it tells us everything we need to know in regards to what people value and how much they value these products, right? But let's see what this article goes into that leads us to believe, or what could lead us to failure for the Cardano cryptocurrency ADA. All right, so this came out about 4 days ago, June the 18th, 2021. I've already went through the article, highlighted some things that I wanted to speak on, and I will have the link of this article in the description of the video, just in case you all want to continue to read up on it or click some of the links that is attached to this website. So first thing, while this ecosystem has for long been criticized for being slow and steady, talking about Cardano, the last few months have seen Cardano usher in a host of developments, most notably the Mary hard fork and the introduction of native multi-asset support on the network. Okay, now you got Alonzo is coming. Okay, it is fair to say that there is a lot of optimism around Cardano right now. Okay, cool. Yeah, everyone is anticipating that this Alonzo implementation is going to be massive, right? Everyone is already perceiving that that's going to be a positive thing to occur in the space. And when you think of positivity, everyone automatically goes into the value of the price of ADA. Okay. This is one of the questions addressed by Cardano creator Charles Hoskinson on the latest episode of Lex Fridman's podcast, right? That is, what would constitute a failure in Cardano's case? That's the question that was posed to Charles Hoskinson from Lex Fridman on the podcast, right? And this is the podcast right here. Charles Hoskinson, Cardano, Lex Fridman podcast number 192. It is the link right here. If you click on podcast, it will take you to this video right there. Okay, so if you all haven't listened to it, take the opportunity out to see what Charles has to say. But this article tries to break down some of the key points from that interview. Now, Cardano's failure would depend on whether it really and fully succeeds in achieving its project goals. Obviously, right? Self-evolution, right? For instance, is one of the project's goals. And failure to succeed on this could mean, and failure to succeed on this count would mean that the product didn't achieve what it was meant to do. So that's one failure. And I quote, this is from that interview from Lex Fridman. This is what Charles says. If it continues to require the supervision of custodians in order for it to succeed, the system won't work, right? So Charles is already dropping some hints on us as to what he is concerned about. If we still need to have the ADA network be washed or overlooked with custodians, then from his perspective, the system won't work, right? He also goes on to say, and I quote, "No guarantee that this will be sustainable. No guarantee the next step, the smart contract step," talking about Alonzo, "will achieve what we want. No guarantee the governance step will achieve what we want." Those are three things already that Charles have mentioned that he's concerned about, that there's no guarantee, and rightfully so. These projects are not on in full implementation to where it is ready to go out and focus and do its own protocols, right? They're continually working on these networks. They're continually working on these projects to ensure that they're able to get it to full implementation to where it doesn't need custodians. You can do smart contracts on it. You can also bring on native other cryptocurrencies to the blockchain. Like all of these things they're trying to work on, and there's no guarantee that any of it will work. So we need to make sure that we are still cognizant that these projects are still in a hypothetical phase. They're still in hypothesis. They have massive brains of programmers going in every day trying to make sure that they can make Cardano, ADA, the network of choice, right? Okay. So according to Hoskinson, Cardano has incredible evangelism. With a loyal community that believes in the mission and values. Such a community, however, it runs the risk of becoming a cult or a religion, with the creator of Cardano concluding his point by stating, now, do you guys remember we did a video maybe 2 videos ago for Cardano that was stating that Mike Novogratz was stating that the Cardano community is kind of like some weird cult? I wonder if where this article is getting that from. Now, this is what Cardano, this is what Charles says in regards to that. "I hope they don't make the same mistake as Bitcoin. My hope is our community will be open, Socratic, and willing to entertain new ideas without adopting them and discard ideas that have proven to be wrong." Okay. Now, next thing, Hoskinson evaluation of what would constitute a failure is interesting to say the least, especially since he doesn't touch upon much on aspects such as ADA's price or the revelation of bugs. He doesn't bring any of that up in that conversation with Lex. While the executive did claim that he doesn't care for the token's price, Hoskinson also asserted an existential working bug could happen, but there's a lower probability for us than other systems because we use formal methods and we use peer reviews inside the protocol design. So it could happen. There could be some type of bug that could come up on ADA or the blockchain that would literally put the blockchain to a stoppage. And there's no way to go around that bug. There's not a fix right now that has been created in this space that will get rid of that bug. That is what he's worried about. That could be the failure of the whole project in ADA. Now, for him to say that kind of lets us know that there are some points that they can actually see that they haven't had any plans on trying to get around, that they can solve yet because that technology hasn't been created yet. Now, it doesn't mean that he's looking for that to occur relatively soon, but just understand that Charles is not speaking into not understanding what's actually going on with this protocol, with this community, with the ADA network, right? For him to say that, they already know that that's a probable thing that could occur. Now, it's lessened compared to some other systems, some other blockchains. But again, for us to think that Cardano would go all the way up to what it is supposed to be would be foolish, right? This is technology. And with technology, you will come across bugs. And Charles realized that, Lex realizes that, we should too, right? This is not the Holy Grail. But we need to realize that it is still on the horizon. You know, some of the hiccups that could stop the progressional movement of ADA. And if Charles is stating these things, then we need to consider as well, because he's at the forefront of this native currency ADA, right? So now I just wanted to show you all that article, speak on a couple of things about what Charles think would constitute a failure for ADA. Now, in the comment section, you guys can leave us your thoughts about what Charles said in regards to what will relate to a failure for ADA. But for us, let's get back to this price. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. We're already been on this video for about 10 minutes, so let's run this through real quick. We did our last video prediction in Cardano on June the 19th. So we kept our prediction on going into the market right here. Okay. We came in and we still told you all on that particular day that the value of Cardano is still weak and that we're going to expect the market weakness to continue. And just today, the market came all the way down to our ultimate TP price, which is around 21%. All right, let's take that away. So now, obviously, one thing that I wanted to show you all was the overall trend in the space in Cardano. Like we was tracking the market in Cardano of going high in price. And even anywhere I change my ascending line, you guys can see that we are breaking the trend to the downside. So we're not in an upward trend into the market in Cardano. So that tells us, now don't be surprised, the market is not in a bullish market anymore. We have broken that ascending line. Like we've been on a very strong bullish movement since the beginning of this year. And now we are now seeing that market finally break down. So we cannot be caught off guard. The trap is telling us already that Cardano is weak. So let's take this and let's create our support area, because literally this is where we can actually see the market try to come through and grab support. And I like that. Okay. Right here at a clean dollar. Are we headed back down to $1? Or are we going to break that to the downside towards 80 cents? We have to be prepared for these things so we don't be caught off guard and we won't be emotional and we won't be doing things that we should not be doing when we participate in this space. Let's look at this on a 3-day time frame, because this is real weak into the market in Cardano. Seeing this on a 3-day time frame. Now we don't have far to go to hit $1. I can even see $1.05 as being support. This is the 2-day time frame. Let's look at it on the 5-day. This is the 5-day time frame into the market in Cardano. Now, one thing that I'm telling you all is look at this volume. You guys can see that the volume is very light. So we're not seeing a lot of people sell. A lot of people is not selling in ADA at the moment. So what that tells me is that there's just simply no one there that's willing to purchase more of this currency at a cheaper price. No one's willing to buy it yet. And when you see that, that kind of lets you know that we're not at a bottom, that we haven't found support yet. So let's look at this on the weekly time frame real quick. And again, that's still weakness right there. So obviously, you guys can see that we're going to play the weakness into the market in ADA. Now I'm just looking at around $1.05 and $1. That's the first area that we are going to try to expect the trap to come in and try to prop up this price. Okay. And from $1.05 is not much, but we are under the premise that we can still find support there. That would give us around 5%. Back down to $1, 9.16. Okay. Now let's go ahead and hold this area all the way up here towards, I'll say around $1.40 would be restriction. Let me see this. Yeah, I'll do around $1.30, $1.35. Okay. So now our first area TP, which means take profit, is going to be around $1.05 to $1. Okay. Now I'm going to take it all the way down here, not far from around 90 cents though. Okay. Now my eyes is really going to be focusing on the increase in volume around $1, because if we do, then that tells me that the trap and more people who has, you know, millions at their disposal to buy more ADA will come in and try to prop up the price there. There's no guarantee though. We're in a downtrend, so remember that. So we're just going to be on the lookout to see what type of price action occurs around $1.05 and $1, because if we get that increased volume on a strength price bar, then it tells me that this area is going to try to hold support just like we did here back in March, right? So be on the lookout for that. So that's how we're going to play this right here. So now it's your turn. You're part of our community. I want you all to call the markets right alongside with me. Let me know, where do you all think the market price in ADA is going to go in the next 3 or 4 days? Where would the price be? because you need to get there in order for you to dominate and win against everyone else. So you're on a great team. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure you maintain a profitability and just simply trade different.